Well, guys, we are back. It is not a victory Sunday night tonight. We came off a tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. We have a new man with us, a new co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is Ryan. I am also a Dolphins fan.
Yep. Us three are the ones that got all the gloves from the bums.
For the the gloves from the bums. That was at the
Austin
Jaguars
Jackson.
game. Yeah,
Oh,
Austin Jackson had a rough one today. I don't have my glove on me, but it's in my nightstand actually.
yeah.
Hey, I got it in arm's reach right now. If you want me to pull it out,
that
Come on
that
now.
thing smells.
I might have washed it, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, I mean, we got a lot to get into. I'm gonna start this off with a little something. So we have Albert Wilson, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, Elandon Roberts, Kyle Van Noy, Miles Gaskin, Savon Ahmed, Austin Jackson, and Eric Flowers. Anyone know what's a common theme with them?
We don't have them
We don't have them.
available to us.
don't
Alan
have them.
Hearns, add Alan Hearns to your
Alan
list.
Hearns. I'm sure I'm missing some, but those are like
The key pieces.
Those are the people
I
we
mean,
don't have
Every one of them is a starter, besides I guess Ahmed. But
on this team.
yeah.
On our team.
On
yeah,
our team, they're
start.
starters.
So that's tough. Of course, Gesicki hurt his shoulder today. Devontae, who knows what's going to happen with him? Hopefully he's okay. But if we go into Pat's week and we have to play Jakeem Grant, Mac Hollins, Lynn Bowden, and Patrick Laird, I won't be too confident.
Hey,
Don't
we
forget
almost beat the Chiefs.
Don't forget DeAndre Washington now.
Washington. Hey, we almost won today with that crew, kind of.
Yeah. Oh. Pulling up the highlights or the stats, and it brings up the highlights. All right, so I'll go into the stats real quick. So Patrick Mahomes went 24 of 34, 393 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. I don't know if he's ever thrown 3 picks in a game.
I think it's his career high right there. So that's good job to the Dolphins defense. I thought they played a hell of a game, honestly.
Tua Tagovailoa went 28 of 48, 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he also had 24 rushing yards with a rushing touchdown. Other than that, I mean, Lynn Bowden was our leading receiver. Shout out to me because I called that going in. 7 receptions, 82 yards. And then as far as on the Chiefs side of the ball, of course, Travis Kelce ate all day. He had 8 catches, 136 yards, and a touchdown. And then Tyreek Hill also had a touchdown. So, Randy, like usual, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought there's a lot to unpack here, so it's gonna be hard to unpack it. So I guess we'll just kind of go one topic at a time. As usual, I think we like to talk about Tua, so it'd be cool to hear like Ryan's perspective and everything. I thought Tua played really, really well. He had some rookie mistakes, but he's working with almost nothing, and he did have 2 touchdowns, an interception that was partially his fault, and another rushing touchdown. So I thought Tua was the only thing really keeping our offense in the game, and it's a shame that this defense, in my opinion, is the top defense in the NFL without question. We have the best defensive player in the NFL on our team, as well as just who makes
Shout out to Xavier Howard.
yeah, shout out to Howard. Who makes Mahomes look like that? That's my question. Is nobody's defense makes Mahomes look human, very human, more than Tua. But unfortunately, you can't even give this Chiefs defense or offense an inch, and we don't have the juice, and we don't have the players on offense. What do you guys think?
All right, I'll let you go.
I agree. I think Tua played a great game. 316 yards. That's something to look forward to in the future over the next 3 games. At halftime I was texting you guys. I thought, if he comes out flat, he could get benched for Fitz again. I'm glad that wasn't the case, obviously. He looks like the guy that he's supposed to be, the guy we drafted. And all he has to throw to is Hollins, Bowden, and, a few tight ends, Shaheen, Smythe, and
That's it.
That's
it.
about it. Sorry.
That's it.
Any other roster.
There's no
That's about it.
Gesicki.
I named his 4 weapons today. That's all he literally had. So I think he played pretty well. And, we had a practice squad out there today, and we lost by 6 to the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Going forward, I don't, we beat the Pats at home. We were there 2 years ago for it. It's a common theme now. We tend to beat them at home. I don't think we'll lose in Vegas. Derek Carr is not all that. Our defense will shut them down. And I think that Buffalo game is going to be tough. I'm just looking forward at this point.
This
Yeah.
team can win any game, and tell me if you disagree with this. This team can win any game because of their defense. As long as the special teams and I have to be honest, I felt bad about special teams on that punt before anything even happened. Because in the back of my mind, I was thinking Clayton Fejedelem and Mac Hollins are getting all this extra work with the offense that they normally wouldn't get. The special teams is rock solid typically, because those guys don't play many snaps on offense, so they're fresh as a gunner. Mac Hollins is fresh, and Clayton Fejedelem plays the protector role, and he is really good at what he does on special teams, but he doesn't belong on defense. So I think we should transition into what happened when Bobby McCain went out, because that.
Bro, real quick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just because it's 2-0, let's all get a little 2 cents in. So my views on Tua today. It's a common theme. He starts out slow, which I think is just part of him being a rookie, and he's probably still a little bit nervous and uncomfortable, which is normal. But it's mostly after halftime I see, or almost like when he needs to.
And when they pick up the tempo, right?
Yeah, like if he doesn't need, like, I haven't seen Tua go like 2 touchdowns when we're tied or winning. It's like if he's behind, he'll do his best to make us come back. But it's like if we're tied or winning by 2 or 3, he's just comfortable just doing his thing, running the ball. And part of that blame can go on Shane Gailey. Part of it, I'm sure, can go a little bit on Tua. But I think he looked good. There's a few things. Holding the safety made me very uneasy. That was probably my least favorite play of the day.
Yeah.
How much of that do you blame him, though? Like, I mean, how much of that do you blame Tua, though, for that?
A little bit, only because he had, the average NFL pocket, it's going to last like 2.5 seconds. And he had about 2 seconds. And in his head, he knows he's an athlete. Like, he needs to have that mental timer. First read's not open. Second read's not open. Let me get the hell out of here. Especially when you're in your own 5-yard line. Like, you got to know the situation. Whether you're a high school quarterback, college quarterback, 10-year vet, you got to know the situation.
You know what? Unpopular opinion, probably, but I think that even though this team is technically in the hunt and we're going for a playoff spot, I'd actually rather them get all this out now. I'd rather him learn these tough lessons in this season, because this team cannot win a Super Bowl with no running game and with no offensive weapons.
I don't know, dude.
They can't. You can't do it with no running game.
Now, you just got done saying this defense can win you any game.
No, they can keep you in any game. They can't win you in any game.
I agree with that. They can keep you in any game.
They can keep you in the game. They can't win it.
That today.
Yes, they showed today that they can keep you in the game. Can they win the game? No. They can keep it to a winnable game, but then the offense needs to put up some amount of points, or the special teams needs to put some amount of points. So I'm going to say that this team can't win a Super Bowl, so I'd rather Tua take the safeties and stuff now and learn. And he's learning, right? Like, it looks like he's learning. I think he's getting better. So
when it's all said and done, I think, to add to that, Randy, they can compete with any team, but they can't beat any team with an elite quarterback. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and I think that, like, I think in 2021, I'll be confident as you can be about them winning more, because they're only a few pieces away. They're a draft away from just getting some talent on the skill position side that they can win, I think. So now I do want to talk about the free safety situation for us. When Bobby McCain got hurt, oh lordy lord, twice.
Yeah.
But both times, you have to know. I don't know why other coaches aren't, nearly as smart as Andy Reid, but the second Bobby McCain went out, they targeted it, boom, touchdown. Second time he goes out, Andy Reid says, that's where we're throwing. They throw it. I don't know what Clayton Fejedelem's doing. I don't know why Boyer didn't just say, hey, dude, look, they're going to throw at you because you're fresh meat right now. You need to backpedal. Back. Go sit in the end zone and don't let Tyreek Hill get there, because I don't know what he was doing creeping up on Tyreek Hill, who could blow right past you, and that's exactly what happened. So we need a better backup free safety. I don't care if McCain is the guy moving forward at free safety. We need a better backup.
Yeah, man. I mean, when they showed the replay on that, and I saw him take 2 steps forward when the ball was snapped.
That's what I'm talking about.
Any sport, I played baseball growing up, but any sport, you take 2 steps back, because you can easily go forward. If you take 2 steps back first, that way you're not gonna get beat deep. You can come up and make the tackle, and that was rough. That was rough to watch.
Bad. What else do I have? I have like some quick shout outs. I have Rayquan Davis for that third and 1, where he brought down Clyde Edwards-Helaire with one hand. What a play. What a monster he is. He was a good draft pick. I don't think I was so sure about that draft pick when it happened on draft night, But now I'm sure of it. I'm glad we have him. Him and Christian
And
Wilkins do awesome at run stopping.
he's only going to get better from here, too. That guy's huge, man.
Yeah,
Huge.
he is. He's 6'7".
He's 6'7". We got him in, the third round, I think it was?
It was the second round, but
Pick 59 or something. It was somewhere around that.
yeah, he's a good player.
He's good, man.
I'll give a shout out to someone too. And then Ryan, think of a shout out. I'm
Sure.
gonna give my shout out to Lynn Bowden, and I know I've already said that, but I think as far as his situation goes, I think he's earned almost a long-term spot with us as far as a depth or a slot receiver or a utility guy. I mean, they tried to get him to throw the ball twice, which I didn't like either play. Neither one was gonna do anything. The one to Tua, I thought whoever that defensive end was, the defensive end played that well because
Yeah.
I mean, if I was the defensive end, who's just gonna stand and watch the quarterback when he's standing still?
Yeah, honestly, I was going to say Tua really did a good job with that. He was just sitting there slouching, kind of giving to Jay Cutler for a bit, and then he took off and he ran. So that was a pretty good sell on Tua's part, but that guy was well coached, that defensive end. So, yeah, I thought that Lynn Bowden was good, and he's on a rookie deal, Andrew, so we do have him for 3 years. Or 4. I think it's 4, 3? I don't know.
I don't know what he signed, but yeah,
At least
Lynn
a few
Bowden,
years, yeah.
You got anyone you want to shout out?
I do have a shout out, and obviously we're all talking about Xavier Howard with 8 interceptions in the year. Let's look at Byron Jones with 2 turnovers today, man. Come on.
Dude, good for Byron. That's a good shout out to. We never talk about him because he doesn't have anything flashy.
We don't, but he had a forced fumble today. He had a great pick off a deflection with Van Ginkel. I think he had a great game, and he's overlooked because of how great our other corner is. But the reason X is getting all these picks is because Byron's shutting down the other side of the field, and the opposing quarterback has to force the ball to where X is covering. So yeah, shout out to Byron Jones.
That
great. Forced fumble was just absolutely awesome. I mean, I thought that could have been the turning point. We ended up getting a safety out of it, but that was a huge play.
What about that? Yeah. And what about the effort on this team? My God, the effort from beginning to end. When I know you all were checked out, I was checked out in the third quarter. I was like, I'm done. I'm throwing the towel in.
You were checked out in the second quarter.
I checked out. I was when it got to 30-10. I'll admit, I was kind of just. This is it. It's the Chiefs. It's the Dolphins. We're moving on to next week because I'm done with this. And then they never gave up on offense and defense. Tua never gave up, and that defense never gave up. They played every snap as if they weren't down 20 points, and they almost came back.
That says a lot because, I mean, I'm sure you guys felt the same way, but, after the special teams touchdown, I was like, oh, this is about to be bad. This is about to embarrass us. We're about to lose 45-13, and media's going to eat us up. All right, so we're going to move on to the end of the game and everything that kind of went down. So one of the things I didn't like was when we needed the ball back. I think the Chiefs got the ball with about 4 minutes left. Our DBs were playing 10 yards off on first, second, and third down, which in the long run ended up resulting in them getting a first down, and then ended up resulting in them getting to a 3rd and 1 situation because Byron Jones was 10 yards back. I don't know exactly the coaching mindset behind that. I guess at that point it's like, oh, we can't give up a deep ball for a touchdown, but you only have a certain amount of field that you can give up because they kick a field goal, the game's over, and it turns out that's what happened. So other than that, I'm sure we all wished we could have seen Tua get a chance to win it comfortably if we would have gotten stopped with 3 minutes left and a timeout. But yeah, I mean, that was the end of the game. If you guys have anything else you want to add?
I thought Tua did what he needed to when they got the ball back. It was just a little too late. The way they handled that defensively, there was the face mask penalty from X, and that can't happen. And then there was playing with a lot of cushion. That can't happen. The 4th and 1, for a fact when 4th and 1 comes up, we all get excited because I'm very confident in a 4th and 1 situation for our defense when the other team is running the ball. When the other team is throwing the ball and the person throwing the ball is Patrick Mahomes and the receiver is Tyreek Hill, I'm a lot less confident in that 4th and 1. And when that happened, we all kind of just knew that would be it. Unfortunately, the field goal was made. And then Tua did what he needed to do to get the last-minute field goal. But because of the rules of the onside kicking now, it's pretty much impossible to recover those. Yeah. So that was it for that. But overall, my final thoughts on the game was I'm not upset at the way that they played. They played their heart out. They did what they could. They were playing a far more talented team on the other side, and they almost pulled it out. And they made some mistakes that this team will learn from. They'll come out angry next week, and I think they'll have a bounce-back game.
They need to. So, Ryan, you got anything else you want to add before we wrap this up? We're going to go into the AFC playoff picture if you don't have anything.
Yeah, no, I agree with Randy. The face mask penalty was dumb. There were little things like that added up. And, Andy Reid called a good play on that 4th and 1 to close the game out. Like you said, we're confident when the opposing team is running the ball. But when they're passing, it's like, I'm not confident with our linebackers' ability to cover all the tight ends, whoever it may be.
Chelsea ate us up.
Yeah, but there were a lot of things that went wrong. Early in the second half, it was kind of too little, too late, like Randy said. McCall Hardman returned. It was a punt return for 67 yards, I think it was.
Yeah.
After that play, I was kind of like, we felt more defeated than we should have because there was a chance to come back, but it was like Randy said, it was too little, too late.
Yeah. And it was disappointing because the special teams unit really let us down. And that's usually even the past 3 years, it's been our strong suit.
Right.
And they let us down today, the missed field goal, and then that's 10 points. That's a 10-point swing between the missed field goal and the punt return touchdown. So,
and of course we have to, before we wrap this up, we have to mention Parker's drop.
He doesn't usually drop a high point.
Yeah, he doesn't drop those. It's it's simple. He's probably our best offensive player, not named Tua. And he's got to catch that ball. We can talk about Jason Sanders' missed 45-yard field goal, but that play right there was big.
Yeah, and that was a good throw. It was
a great throw.
Yeah, Devontae doesn't usually drop those. And it was poor. I'm not gonna say poor guy because he's a professional football player, but it's he had that one chance. He didn't get any other targets really, and then he got hurt. I mean, he didn't do anything today. He practiced all week for nothing.
Pretty much. And we got to hope he's there next week.
Hopefully Devontae's all right. It's not looking great for Gesicki, but Parker always has little nagging injuries throughout the season, and he usually fights through them.
Yeah, as of late, yeah. All right, so we're going to, just to wrap it up, kind of go into the playoff picture after today. Of course, right now, Kansas City has clinched playoff spot. They are 12-1. Pittsburgh has clinched playoff spot. They are 11-1. And then we have Buffalo as a 3rd seed at 9-3. Tennessee at the 4th seed at 9-4. Cleveland at the 5th seed, so the first wild card spot at 9-3. Indianapolis at the 6th seed at 9-4. And then the Dolphins are currently the 7th seed, the last remaining wild card spot at 8-5. And if I'm looking at this, we don't have any conference advantages over anyone currently in the playoffs. So if it's a tie, we won't get in with any of those teams currently. We do have the conference advantage against Baltimore. And then the Raiders game will be a big game. If they end up winning out, we need to beat them. So
yeah, we'll need to win.
Yeah, after Miami at 7, Baltimore 7-5. We need to root for Cleveland to win tomorrow, obviously. That would keep our spot right there locked in.
Yeah, we do.
And then it goes, Baltimore's 8, Raiders are 9 at 7-6, and then New England's 10 at 6-7. After New England, it goes to Denver, who's 5 wins. So realistically, we play all of the teams. We play the Pats and Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're in control.
We're in control. Really, we win those 2 games. If we win those 2 games, I personally think we're in. Winning that Bills game is kind of the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
right.
It'll be tough. It's gonna be. It's going to be a little uneasy for us Dolphins fans because of how it's felt to us in the past when we've been so close yet so far. I know I've mentioned this back in, I don't even know what year it was. We just needed to beat either the Bills or the Jets and make the playoffs. It's happened
multiple times. 2013, 2012, 2014, all these times. And you need to beat the Bills and Jets late, and they couldn't do it.
But so I do feel different. I'm optimistic. We're 8-5, and if we end up 9-7, it's not like it's a bust season. There's a lot of development going into this season. I mean, look at some of the players we had last year that came out this year. I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel, Nick Needham, Bobby McCain, a bunch of guys.
Eric Rowe.
A bunch of guys have developed this season to become better players. And then, we just got to continue that development into next season.
You love it. It's a team that you can finally, all three of us have waited our whole lives to finally be proud of, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they develop talent. It's things we haven't seen in 20-something years. So it's cool to see that now. And I think regardless of what happens, I'm going to be satisfied with the direction that the organization is headed in.
I agree with you. And, we look back to a few weeks ago with the Denver loss. After that game, we all just felt, we felt horrible. We lost today, and we're looking forward to next week already.
Yep.
But like on a positive note, we're trying to clinch a playoff spot at this point.
Yeah.
Next matchup, Sunday, 1:00. New England Patriots, Cam Newton and company coming to town. We're going to do another video later this week. We are going to have another co-host on here with us. It is actually my brother. He is a Patriots fan, and I don't know what to expect out of that. He's kind of an idiot. He does run a Twitter account, too, if you want to follow it. It's pretty comical. It's called Trash Talk Pats. Trash Talk Pats. So we'll do that later this week, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
But other than that, we are all done here. Anyone got any closing notes?
No, just don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your grandma, your mom, your dog, your dolphin, everybody. Just make sure that they see it and we get the word out. And we'll just keep doing our best making content for you guys and enjoying the rest of the season.
Yeah, we have fun with it. So we'll exit on that note. Have a good week. We'll see you next at the end of the week. Fins up.
Yep, fins up.